Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Profit Ada for one more learning video tutorial on Renko data visualization bar graph animation in Blender using Python. Okay, so I've already done videos related to Blender. You can check it out by visiting www.profitadaweb.com. Okay, and if you visit this website, you will get a search bar, search for Profit Ada. So all you have to say Blender. Okay, and click on search. So we'll get a post as in stock market visualizer plotter blender in Python. Okay, so you can get first step is printing the hello world in Blender Python, which you can check. Okay, and then after this visualize of candlestick chart, getting the candle data in Blender. Okay, and this is for the line chart. Okay, so that is also you can check. And then the special video is the installation of Python packages in Blender, which is very much important. Okay, and this is numerical control CNC, which is my older video, which is I've been started from 3D printer, then I have built my own CNC. Okay, so this is polograph, which you need to check. Okay, so in this case what I've been earlier utilized a lot of as a CAD software. Okay, Inkscape. Okay, and other as a CNC and a 3D printer stuff. Okay, so I have knowledge related to this stuff. We can take the images, convert them in a required format and print them and draw them. Okay, so this is very much important. This is what I'm doing as like for visualizing. So any stuff which is related to market or any of the learning stuff, if you able to visualize, means you will be able to learn quickly. Okay, so visualization is an important tool, an important need which is required to be learned. Okay, so that is the reason I'm using Blender. Okay, so let me show you today how I'm gonna take this data. Okay, and how we can initialize some of the stuff. Okay, then we can start coding in our scripting text editor, and then especially animate this stuff. Okay, so let's get started with our Blender. Okay, so we started our Blender, and now I'm gonna delete this object, and I'm gonna take a mesh here. Okay, the plane mesh, and I'm press the number 7 numerical key. I will set this in an origin, in the center origin. Okay, so first of all we'll talk about Renko chart. Okay, so the Renko is developed by Japanese, and the meaning, the derived meaning is Renka, and we say the Renko is a Renko brick. Okay, so now what happens, the Renko is not time dependent. Okay, so if you see as in Y and X, and if any chart is moving, okay, especially it is time dependent. So if it is 1 minute arrives, the candlestick chart will be arrived there. But in case of Renko, what happens, it only arrive when you say that the price at 4 rupees or 5 rupees or something, it is defined and the bricks is arrived. So then only the box size will be get created, otherwise it won't be created. Okay, so it is definitely not time dependent. We definitely bound in a time, so in a minute we'll try to check whether the brick is arrived or not. Okay, so that is we definitely gonna trying to track from this price movement. So definitely an x-axis will be there. Okay, but we are not sure that in that time box will appear or not. Okay, so that is you need to check, and this is one of the best I utilize for my trading purposes. Okay, especially automate the trading part utilizing Renko itself. Okay, and I have done a lot of videos related to this stuff, which you can check it out. Okay, so this is an automated stuff which I think I've been not given the code. Okay, because the automated entity is not to be shared. So if you're not aware how exactly things are working, and if you try to put an automated code and run, the loss may be occur. Okay, so that's the reason I'm not giving any code related to automate trading. Okay, I have already shared a number of basic things which you can check it out, and these things earlier video, like converting from formula to code, have been already shown, which you can check. So already I've been explained the ATR, and here the ATR also plays an important role. Okay, so in a minute, 3 minute or 5 minute, or whichever the time frame is there, how much the movement is giving, so which we can decide from the ATR, and the ATR can be set as in box size. You can set your own box size if you experienced well in the market. Okay, so you can check this as a box size, as your support resistance. Okay, and then you can trade. So this is how you can check it out. So first of all, this app plane is there. So I set the box size. I want a perfect box size which need to be fit in this box, in this coordination system box of the blender. Okay, and we will move this as a location X, which will be 0.5. So we will set perfectly in a 0.5. And what I am doing is I am moving diagonally. So how the Renko chart will be there, I want to mimic, and I want to mimic in a blender. I want to give some movements as a +1 -1, which is green and red blocks, and according to that it should move. And I try to animate, I try to give some length and speed, some modifier, so it will act according. Okay, so this is our stuff. Okay, now what happens, I just in this straight away I will initialize as a green block. So this is our as a green brick, means the price is moving upwards. If it is moved downwards, so what it should do, the block should be move diagonally towards downwards. Okay, so this initialization is enough to carry the whole stuff. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to start with a copy paste. So copy and paste the objects. Okay, and get your moving points. If you're not moving, just try to move here and there, and you will get a coordination as a move. So just set as in 1 and 1, and let this 0. Okay, so diagonally it is moving. So this is how you can carry the stuff. Okay, so now I'll do the same thing for this stuff as well. So whatever the initialization has that at that point, that need to be copied, not the below one. Okay, so from that what happens, the coordination setting will be easier to do. What happens is, suppose if I got this stuff, okay, and if I want to set certain things, I can easily do. Okay, so what I'm doing as a +1, and initially I have to diagonally move, so -1. If I set, I get this block, and all I have to do is set in it. Sorry, not this one, it is taking. Okay, I have to come here, and then I have to get a red block. Okay, so this is how the Renko graph, and this is how it should do. Okay, so if I create one more copy paste, if it is green block, if the price is moving towards upward, it should go diagonally towards up, and if it is coming down, then diagonally it should come down. Okay, so this is how the box coordination system of Blender should be utilized in a perfect way. Okay, so do check it out. So this is manually you are doing, and this will be hectic. Okay, so to automate this stuff and to do it in a Python, you just have to utilize the scripting. Okay, so right now whatever we have been done, how I've been created this code is by just checking the info statement. Okay, so all of how the initialization is done, how we are copying the stuff, okay, how we are adding the plane, and how we are setting the size. Okay, so these are the stuff which you can check it out. Okay, primitive plane have been added, the size. Okay, so the code can be taken from this as well, and it is whatever they have been given will be in a minimal form. Okay, not in heavy. So I'm gonna show you that stuff. Okay, So let's carry this stuff. Now what we can do, so we are coding in a Python, and we'll try to set the properties. I definitely required the larger value in this stuff. Okay, so property stuff, and we'll go with our text editor, and I will purely take this all of the stuff. Okay, so you can check it out, this stuff. So let's see this import BPY, which is Blender Python. Okay, so only one thing is required. Now, as I said, Python packages, so whatever the movements I'm giving as in 1 and -1 can be read from the CSV file, converted in a list, and can be given. Okay, so I'm already telling each and everything as in earlier itself, so you need to check from the previous videos, then I think you will understand better. Okay, so all you have to say import BPY Blender Python, and we need to define which will be our create Renko bar. So we are here, what we are doing, creating a Renko bar. Okay, and here we have to give a value, and the last position will be there. Okay, and we have to give a frame underscore start. Okay, so this is how you need to define. Okay, and while giving this value, we have 1 and -1. It can be given as 1 and 0 as well, but I think to understand better, 1 for green and -1 for the red, that will be in a best way. So if value equals 1 means what we are doing, we are creating a new position. Okay, so whatever we have done as a manually, we are automating the stuff. Okay, so from that thread you need to understand this stuff. Okay, and we have to set this as a bracket size because this syntax need to be understood. Okay, by the Blender. So last position, and we'll start with the 0th +1 comma, we'll copy the same stuff, paste it here. That will be last position of 1 +1 comma, the value of z-axis will be definitely a 0 will be there. Okay, and so our the value of 1 is done. So if I say else if value equals -1, okay, so what we need to do, new. Okay, and we will copy the same stuff, and for negative stuff we just have to add a -1. That's it, very much simple. Okay, so the block which we are trying to move, if we are able to copy in the same diagonal space, we are able to move stuff by giving as a 1 1 and 1 -1. Okay, if it is in value is in -1, so downwards we can check. So our values are done. Now what we took it as a mesh, which is ops dot mesh dot primitive. Okay, primitive underscore plane underscore add. Okay, and you have to give size, which will be 1, and enter edit mode equals false. Okay, and location, what is location? Location will be equals new underscore position. Okay, so here we are done. Now we need to set the material. Okay, so if you are setting that material, and we constantly copy that stuff. Okay, so it should be, this is mesh. Okay, so now if I say as in material, so what we have to say, we have to define in a variable. So bpy dot dot this data dot the material which I am trying to set. Okay, materials dot new, in which what we have to say a name, we have to set the name, which will be Renko material. Okay, So we have created this stuff. Okay, so we got this one. Now we have to say about our this material to diffuse with the color as a green and red. So all we have to say, if value equals 1, should give a green. So for green, the position which we need to set as a material dot diffuse underscore color, which will be in a parenthesis. So that will be 0, 0.0, 1.0, 0.0, and the other stuff will be as a 1. Okay, so same thing it goes with value equals -1. Okay, and material will be diffuse underscore color. I will just copy the same stuff and we'll do few changes. So here we will set as in 1.0. Here we will set as a 0.0. Okay, so I think here we are done. Now we will try to set this as a material which we are talking about, which need to be append. So whatever our the context is there, it is in an active object dot data dot materials. Okay, should append what material. Okay, so this is how we are appending. Okay, now if I say I need to create a build modifier, so we'll say build modifier, and in this I will call a bpy context dot active underscore object, and in this object when we are giving this object, we are giving this as an modifiers, and modifiers is definitely we have a new, and that should be like what I say, name equals should be build. Okay, and the type should be capital letter build. Okay, so as you can see, I got this stuff. Now what I say, the build modifier, whatever we got, okay, we need to have a frame underscore start, which we need to initialize, which I will do it later. And in this build underscore modifier, what we have, we need to set a duration which will be equals 10. Okay, so here we are done. Now we need to return some stuff, which will be return new underscore position, and after that frame underscore start will be there with initialization of 10. Okay, so this is how I am giving. Next I will define as a create Renko underscore chart, and will give a movements. What is there? The green block and red block, which is 1 and -1. So here movements is done, and we need to set our position as we set as a 0.5. Okay, the box size which is there as an x, y, and z. So not positions, it is position. Okay, and frame what we know is need to start it with the 1. Okay, so it is counted from 1. So if I play the button, start from 1. So that is how it should be there. So for movement, okay, for movement in movements. What we need to set is position, comma, frame underscore start. So here we have to call that stuff, which is create Renko underscore bar, and here I have to say about the movement and frame underscore start. Then at the end I have to give the position. Frame underscore start will be end. So here we set the position. Okay, so I believe everything is good here. Now we will give the movements. Means we can edit this stuff in a CSV file or Excel file, but I'll give it in a list. So 1 is 1. Let it be green, this one. -1, -1, 1, 1, and perfect. And we call our block that will be create Renko underscore charts. This chart, and we'll give the movements. Whatever we define, we are calling. Okay, I hope this will be the best. So we'll check once that we are not doing any mistake. But I think let's run this straight away, see if you are getting any issues. So movement in movements or in chart. So we are debugging here. Let us give as a frame. Okay, so here whatever the frame we are giving, we need to get that stuff, not another one. Okay, so I hope as you can see the plane is created by right hand side, so it means we have built successfully our Renko bar graph. Okay, so just a few corrections and we are good to go. So let us check in our model. Okay, so this is what we have earlier. So we'll try to delete this stuff, and once again we will go and run the script. So we got the plane, we'll get to the layout. So now we got our animation. So we'll start from the frame 1 and let's play the animation. Okay, so as you can see the green blocks and red blocks. Okay, so this is how the animation, which you can check. Okay, so we got, so we can start from the frame 1. Okay, so I just try to contain this in a camera. So if I start, this is how it will get built. Okay, and if I need to put this in a camera, all I have to say add camera, and set Control Alt 0, so it will get settled in a camera, and I just get in this stuff, and if I'll get with the render animation, it will give you things as required. Okay, so let me play for you. From 10th frame it will get started. So here, as you can see, we got a green block, and this is how the frames move and we get the blocks. Okay, so you can check it out, this stuff. So at every 10 seconds I'm giving this stuff, and it is getting downloaded as a video. Okay, so at 20th we receive one more block which will be either red or green. Okay, so this is how. So this is the animation which you can check it out. Okay, and you can decorate as much as possible. I will definitely want to paste the code and give link in the description, so do check it out. If you have any doubt regarding this video, please do comment below. If you have any other queries or requirements, please do contact me direct by WhatsApp. Thank you.